Hello and welcome to Alignment Alchemy. Today's episode is all about living the big dream and manifesting your heart's desire. Living your dream has to be the most wonderful thing we can experience in our lifetime. And learning how to get into alignment with the happiness and joy and excitement of our dreams has to be the most amazing thing to achieve as well. Knowing all what can happen on the journey to having a vision of a future event, feeling the calling from source and from your very depths of your soul that this is something that you want to see manifest into reality. So I am here to talk all about the whole entire journey of bringing thoughts to things and how we can get into alignment. What is the language? How do we speak to source? And when do we realize when we've got split energy about our dream? These are all just fascinating topics. And all I know in myself, every time that I've aligned with love, my dream has become easy. So easy. Albeit there's been lots of leading up to it, split energy. Can I have it? Can I not have it? Can I this and that? When I've eventually gotten down to the brass and knuckle of it, and I have said, this is what I truly desire. And I let go and I let the universe just do its magic. It has just popped into my reality when I haven't even really been seriously thinking about it. This is just my experience of what's happened in my lifetime. And I've been able to manifest some really big things as well, like freedom from addiction, vehicles, large sums of money, dream body, dream man, all sorts of things. So I've got a lot of experience about bringing things from the thoughts into the manifestational reality. So for me, it's been all about a journey of faith. And this is the realm we are now entering. And if you are here and you are here with me, you must be somebody who believes on some level the world of the unseen, the world of vibration, and the world of spirit. And since I've been in alignment with spirit and really been open to what that is, everything that I have been asking for has been coming to me in the most amazingly gentle ways. And you just want to hear people talking more and more and more that have found some measure of peace with this and being able to know what comes first on the whole journey of manifestation. Because if we don't have love first, it doesn't matter what the manifestation. We won't be happy with it and we won't be happy getting it. So the love has to come first. The love comes first. And part of the fun of manifesting things that you want is getting into the love of it. And this is probably the thing that trips us up most. Because when we start thinking about the desire, we can also start thinking about the not having it, which puts us in a mood. And this is the whole game. This is the whole game of it, is being able to realize that love comes first and then the things come after. And when the things come, when you feel the love, you love the things, but the things don't bring the love. And this is something has to be the lesson of all lessons. So I wanted to just say a few words about that. And I'm so excited as well to have Steve Weber with me today. He's just waiting backstage. Today, we are going to share our dreams with you from the highest possible level of excitement and joy. And Steve is going to go into detail about what he's doing and what he loves. And I am as well. We both have our unique ways of sharing it. Now, I just want to share with everybody who's listening as well that I've made a video of me expressing one of my dreams. And I can't recommend this enough. I know we're taught about visualization, but we can take it so much further. Whatever helps convince us, ourselves, to ourselves, and clarify the vision is helpful information for us. It helps us to get into alignment. The trick is, and the key is, when you look at your thing, when you observe what you have created, you want it to make you smile and feel happy at the end of the day. For me, that's just the benchmark that I would always be reaching for when visualizing. So without further ado, I shall show you just one of my dreams. One of my big dreams is to play my own original music at a Abraham cruise on one of their ships and go on an amazing journey and experience with like-minded people who are totally on this positivity vibe, that are on high discs. And it is my dream to facilitate a dance. And in this dance, the lights are going, the music's going, all the lyrics are in alignment with the teachings. And herself, Esther Hicks, is there. And I see her smiling and dancing and swaying, and we lock eyes. And at that moment in time, I just say to myself, this is the power of positive thinking and belief in the universe, and the belief in myself, in the ability to turn my thoughts into things from a place of high love and high vibration and intention, and that I can be or do or have anything that I desire. And in this moment in time, it all just becomes even more clear. Oh my God. That just gets me going. Oh my God. That is, honest to God, every time I see that, I am on fire. Fire. I can see it happening. And you know what? At the end of the day, I can live that dream right now, in that energy. Just make it fire up. So I just wanted to show you what is possible. And I am so going to do more of that as well. And I'd also like to support anyone else who wants to do that. You know, I'd like to help you put it together. If you want help putting that together and getting your dream revved up, I'm certainly open to listening to that line of stuff. So without further ado, I'm so excited to bring Steve Weber onto the show.
Hello, Sam. Serenity, Sam.
Thank you so much for being here. We're just so blessed to have you. I'm so excited.
I'm grateful to be joining you, and I just think it's a great platform, and I love law of attraction, and I've been a student of it informally for about 10 years, but the last 2 years really diving in, and love Esther Hicks and love the teaching that she's been doing. So yes, very grateful for the work you're doing.
Thank you as well. It's just so wonderful to meet other people that are into this work and that are into exploring it further. This whole world of, making miracles happen, about getting into alignment with love and what that really means for yourself on a personal level. And being able to open up these conversations around it. What a joy. What a joy.
Yeah, it's true that we create our own reality by what we think. I'm 100% convinced of it. I'm learning to control my thinking better so that I can, be more in alignment with spirit, with source energy, and bring forth these things. And I've seen them happen many times. I've seen them happen by what I would thought would have been dumb luck in the past, and when I wasn't aware of how your thinking and your thoughts manifest. But now that I'm so much more of a student and understanding of it, I'm really trying to focus my energy on bringing forth the things. And what I really love, Serenity Sam, is how I'm able to catch myself when I'm out of alignment and then bring myself back into alignment. So the more we practice this, the more we can live in kind of a conscious state all the time, and not let those subconscious programs spoil things for us. So I think
Absolutely, yeah. And it stabilizes as time goes on as well. You'll just naturally find yourself gravitating. At first, it feels a bit like work. It's like, oh, there's that thought again. And oh, I'm going to try not think about it. Oh, now I'm thinking about the thought I'm not supposed to think about. And then it's like, all of that. But after a while, I have found that it really does stabilize, and it really does become the natural flow. And Abraham talks a lot about that as well. There is a natural flow of good. There's a natural flow. And when you get into the flow, it's just the most natural thing you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
So, I'm really excited as well to talk about your dream. And I thank you so much for coming on, because I know I'm all gun-ho and all sounding very positive, but I do know it is challenging to expose your dream to people. And it does really clarify things as well, and it becomes even more real.
Yeah, my dream started a year and a half ago. It started longer than that, but a year and a half ago was when I first put it out into the world, and I created a landing page that sort of described what I wanted to do. And I still had a whole lot of things that needed to be cleaned up in my life for that to become reality. And so I threw it out there, and then I went to work for the next couple of months cleaning up this parts of my life that just were no longer, being of service to me. But, we have to put things to rest, and we have to cut cords in a way that makes us feel good so that we're fully able to go. So it took a few months, but I was all committed and gung-ho. But I didn't know at the time when I threw out, it was July of 2019, what really was going to happen other than sort of a grand vision. Then for one whole year, I just let that vision sit there, and I was in the process of beginning things and doing things. And at about maybe 2 months before that 1 year anniversary, I went, oh my gosh, I've got to update my dream and put it out there again. So I created a brand new website, American Gumption, rather than just a single landing page. And it much expanded on what my vision and what my dream was. And as source energy would deliver, that very same day that I launched my website, I ended up meeting someone that we both know, Debbie G, and I became part of the Spirituality Gone Wild family on that very day. Or I didn't become part of the family, but I was introduced to them. And less than 1 month later, I began the process of, I began my own American Gumption morning show. So American Gumption was my big dream a year and a half ago. And then let's see, a year and a half ago, that was my big dream. And then 1 year ago, I started the American Gumption morning show. I'm sorry, 6 months ago, I started the American Gumption morning show. And so today, what I'd like to do is share where the dream goes from here.
Oh, please do. Let's see it.
All righty. So what I'm going to do is do a screen share, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And I will go ahead and I'll just run through some slides and talk just briefly about each one. And I'll go fast. I expect it maybe to take 5 or 7 minutes, something like that. Is that okay?
It is awesome. You take those 5 minutes and you revel in them.
All righty, good. Let's see here. We're letting things load up. There we go. So I've got the American Gumption Project vision, or the big dream, as they say. And this is an overview. And what I'm going to do is zoom in on it so you don't have to look too hard to see what it is, but just see that the American Gumption Project is that big cloud up at the top. And then I have 3 different shows that I envision creating. And so now what I'd like to do is zoom in on each of the bubbles, and I'll just say a little bit about each one, and then we'll show that grand vision one more time. So the first one is really what I'm calling the American Gumption Project, and that's the overview. And you can see the 3 little lines going out, and they go to each of the 3 different shows that I'm envisioning. And as of today, only 1 show is real, and that is real for the last 6 months, and the other 2 are still yet to come. So this is the power of speaking things out into the public, because they become much more powerful once we do that. Now, one of the taglines that I grabbed very early on was ordinary individuals living extraordinary lives. And I believe that we are all ordinary in many ways, and yet we all have the ability to be extraordinary. And so I had the vision a year and a half ago of just meeting regular, normal people who were doing powerful things in their lives. And the American Gumption vision, as it was originally imagined, was I was going to go out and live in an RV for the next 4 to 7 years and travel around the United States. And I was going to meet these people and interview them and tell their story.
Yeah.
And the reason why I wanted to do this was that I was watching the news one day, and all of the breathless excitement about what the news was being reported, it was all pessimism, and it was all negativism, and it was all fear-based ideas. And I just realized that the way I lived my life was nothing like what I was hearing on the news. And then I thought about the people that I interacted with day in and day out. None of them were living like everything that they were talking about on the news, as if it was so important, had no bearing and effect on it. So my goal at that moment became to share optimism, positivity, and encouragement for people, because I think we all need more optimism, positivity, and encouragement. We do not need more fear and negativity in our lives.
You got that straight, mister.
So then, as I said, 1 year ago, or 6 months ago, I started the American Gumption morning show, and partnered with Spirituality Gone Wild, and been with them ever since that. And my show is Monday through Friday. It's a live broadcast here on the Spirituality Gone Wild channel, and also on the American Gumption Facebook and YouTube page. And it just goes live from 10 to 11 Eastern time. I think that's 3 o'clock over in the UK. And this year, my goal is to do 200 shows during the year. So about 4.5 shows per week on average.
Wow, that is loads.
Now, this was the original this is the next show that I'm showing here, the American Gumption We the People show. And this was the original idea that I had a year and a half ago, before I started the virtual show that I'm currently doing. And this was going to be produced video interviews with people as I traveled around in my RV, showing and meeting them all. So this portion has gotten put on hold, as we've been in a situation where it's not really safe or practical to be traveling around, and so it kind of worked out perfect, Serenity Sam, that I was able to start the show virtually. That I didn't even know that was part of what my vision was. It just sort of happened, and now I'm seeing a way that they can be with each other. They can coexist and they can actually be supportive of each other. So the We the People show is my working title for the traveling around and doing these produced video interviews. And finally, I think that it could be a bit of a variety show or a virtual reality show, kind of a part travelogue. I show the outtakes and the fun little things that happen behind the scenes. And so I'm imagining this third show. And all of these things coexist with each other and share and feed off of each other. And the idea is I'm out traveling around in the country in an RV. And if you look at that one blue box in the middle, it says gumption across America and around the world. So the backstory is I was the Forrest Gump impersonator for Bubba Gump Shrimp for 15 years. I developed a motivational speaking message, and gumption was my term, my word, and that's how it became American Gumption. So all these things have morphed together and brought together in the last 10 years. And I just am excited to, see all these things come into reality. Now, I'm smart enough to know that these things don't happen by myself, and I will need some partners, and whether they're business partners or sponsorship, that again will all be figured out, and that's part of this sharing with it. But I want to use the same format and give you a little more detail. And if you see the 3 boxes, I'm going to zoom in on those. And then there's 2 boxes down below, and I'll throw them in as extras. But the 3 across the top, they are message, production, and distribution. They're how these shows are going to come into reality. So, so this is just the partners, again, the 5 different segments going off. But the first one is message. And one of the most important things, Serenity Sam, is that there's an ideological alignment with what gumption and my ordinary and extraordinary individuals, that whole message has to, all the partners are going to share in the vision, with that. And then production is where I'm going to need the most help. People who have much more know-how and resources to make this reality. The editing, it's I know a little bit about all these things, but mostly what I love to do is actually meet and interact with the people. So I'm going to need to, attract different production people behind the scenes to make it all become a reality. And then the distribution, the channels, where is it actually going to be broadcast, and how do we market all this? Again, I have ideas on all those things, but to do these by myself, I'll need a team. And of course, Spirituality Gone Wild has been with me from the beginning, and they're working on the idea of production and distribution. So it could just be that they'll all happen that way, or maybe it'll be something else. We don't know how this is all going to unfold. We have ideas, but we can't be so committed to the outcome other than the big picture. And so that's all I'm attempting to do today, is share with you the big picture. Now, the RV is so important. It's like a idea, and you can see I've got some logos on there to show.
Yeah, I love it.
And I'm just seeing this big billboard just driving around the country, shopping and spending a week here or there, and sharing. And then, actually having it as a studio that I'm going to show you about. And the last thing I want to share, and this is where I'm really going out on a limb, is I've been a lone wolf my whole life, and I'm going to find a partner, a woman to share my life with, and she's going to share the same vision that I have. And it's not like I'm going to drag her into my vision. She's going to have her own vision, and somehow we're going to co-create this whole, it's going to be a part of whatever, the piece that she brings to it, and the piece that I bring to it with the American Gumption vision. And we're going to, again, bring a lot of love and joy to the world and share with people this message. So that is exciting to think that that's going to unfold. So, so that's it. That's the vision. Like I said, the 3 production type pieces to make the shows, and then the RV, whether it's a specific sponsor that way, or possibly I'm, partnered with a brand to work with them. I don't know how this is going to happen, but somehow we're going to come together. And of course, the person to share my life with is all going to happen also, because this will be a lot more fun sharing it rather than doing it by myself. So So the last couple of slides, and I'll go quick, is this is the inside of an RV. It's not mine, but imagine that couch that's there being removed, And now what we have instead is some kind of like a studio. Now this is a TV studio. It won't be quite this fancy, but imagine the idea is that you have a couple chairs and you can move things around and rearrange them, and the lights are attached, so you have it, and you have cameras so you can, set this all up and make this thing work on a fairly easy basis. Maybe I do a one-on-one interview. I do the morning show live with a guest right in they come to the, to the RV, to the bus, and they sit in my own traveling studio. Or maybe it's two people, so you have two people and one person. Different formats, different. And of course, you need some basic camera equipment. That's all being assembled in terms of what types of things I'll need and
so fabulous.
And all
so
that.
Good.
And then, the production, whether I have some kind of basic stuff in my own, but maybe the production team we upload it to them, and then they take care of it after that. And then lastly, this is how, in the olden days, you used to see the news people go out, and they had the van and the big antenna up and tell. Well, now you just have a little portable thing that connects to the wireless tower, and you can upload 4K video, broadcast quality, that sort of thing. So that is my big dream, and I'm so grateful that I was able to share that with you and put it out there, and now let the universe conspire to to bring all that forth, bring that forth and into the real world. And from the teachings of Abraham Hicks, I know that I don't have any trouble with number one principle in defining the contrast and deciding what I want. I've decided that. Now I have to just go to step number 3, which is the allowing part, and being showing enough wisdom to bring it and let it come into my life. And when it comes in, to see it and to step forward and allow it to happen. So that's it.
That is. And thank you so much for sharing your beautiful dream with all of us. And I mean, for one, I just think that's an amazing vision. And I think it's absolutely, totally going to happen in reality. And it's just imagining the sort of people that you're going to meet, and the sort of places that you will go, the sort of countryside and landscapes that you'll see, and what kind of like fulfillment that will bring, seeing America, seeing all of America, and talking to people with the intention of positivity and expansion and optimism. I mean, just, it's like, we can only see little snapshots of that vision. But it's like, when you're actually going to be living it, knowing that you pulled it out from the perspective of wanting to be in alignment, that is powerful stuff.
Yeah, I remember the day that there was a couple visiting. I was at the farmhouse that I had been living on for the last 10 years. And this couple said, "What do you want to do in your life?" And I said, "I want to just go and travel in the RV." And that was the very first time I said it out loud. And that was a few months prior to me going public with it. But that moment changed everything. And Serenity Sam, the power of speaking is so important. And so if we keep our ideas locked up inside here, they're like the beginning, but there's something magical that happens when we speak them out into the world. That's when it becomes more real, and then the universe really starts, because other people now know, and they get to my hope would be somebody might watch this and say, "Hey, I've got an idea," and that's the allowing part, where we talk about these ideas, and maybe there's alignment with something that they want to do, or somehow they can control.
You never know. You put the seeds out there, you never know. And I really, really believe in a lot of things that a lot of the masters have said as well. I really resonate. And one of the things that one of the big masters said, Jesus said, that whenever two or more gather in the name of source, or whatever you want to call it, infinite love, intelligence, whenever two or more gather, it electrifies the energy. And I think there's a lot to be said about that, especially the things I've seen in my life, because I've been part of 12-step programs and all of that, whenever another person gathers of like-mindedness, it seems to unlock a door and helps you to get rid of any doubt, any lacking of confidence, any shame. All that stuff seems to just melt away. And what takes its place is this stance of, I'm going forward. I'm going forward with the strength of knowing that I do have some of humanity, at least, backing me in my mental pursuits, in my vision. There's something very powerful when two people come together energetically, when it comes to vision.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited for everybody who is listening, because it's showing that you are committed to whatever your vision is as well. So, I just want to thank you so much. And thank you for piping up about your dream and the law of attraction and all the business of it. And I would like to leave all our viewers with one of my last visions as well, for myself and for humanity. So I will end on this, and I'm just going to say thank you, everybody, for being here, and have such a blessed day and have fun manifesting.
Thank you.
One of my biggest dreams is to be able to articulate how to get into alignment with source energy and be able to correct myself and my thinking to get into alignment with source energy. Thus being able to have God consciousness in my mind all through the day and feel the awesome power of clarity. It is my big dream that I'm able to communicate this language to millions of people. Everybody who is destined and who is in the divine plan to hears what I have to say. And in such a way where it's unmistakable that the language is from source. And it is the transformation that a person is needing to click into place and begin the process and strengthen the process of living the highest level of love and faith. I really want to bring miracles back onto the planet as an actual thing. I really want to bridge the two worlds of science and spirit and get scientists to start taking the law of attraction seriously and begin the process of inventing new things for our planet, new things for our everyday lives that are rooted in source energy, pure positive energy. It is my personal dream to be able to navigate through the mind and be able to fall back into alignment and very quickly and be in alignment for all my days on planet Earth. Understanding spiritual law, understanding thoughts, turning to things, and mental language, and as well as actual language that humans use, and the power of the law of the word from the individual. I would love to see the world wake up to the fact that what you are talking about is affecting other people and their point of attraction, and every person on planet Earth start taking responsibility for what they say and what they think and where their alignment is. It is my dream that this realization of the power of one force is dominant once again on our planet, and really take it off into this new way of existing with spirit in the human reality.